Welcome. The purpose of today's video is to explain to you or demonstrate how the graphing calculator can help you find the highest or lowest point on any graph. It's called the minimum for the highest point, minimum for the lowest point, or maximum for the highest point. And the first part I would like to do is give this a context. So we're working in this case with the displacement of a particle, which is basically how far away from zero is this object over time. So if we put any time we want into the equation marked here, then it should tell us exactly where we are at that given time. And this graph over here says our displacement is going to be further away from the origin for a while, and then it's going to stop and turn around and come back towards the origin later on. So it gets back to the origin twice, once when it crosses the first time and then once again later. But what I'd be interested in is how far away is the maximum distance from the origin achieved, so we can look at the highest point right up there. Now most students will use the button trace, which you can see the trace key is right here, and if you hit the trace button, it's going to give you a cursor on the graph that you can slide around and try to find wherever you like. So if I just hit the arrow keys, it can slide that cursor around, and I can try to get to the closest point at the top. The problem is that the calculator is going to jump rapidly, almost 2x's for every one click over. So if we're looking for any degree of accuracy, the trace key isn't going to give us the right value. It's going to give us something close, but it won't even be nearly close enough for our intents and purposes. The calculator can do much, much better than that. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to our calculate menu, which is right here in blue. And so to get there, we hit second, trace, and now we're in the calculate menu. And this time we're going to choose option 4 to find the maximum, i.e. the highest point on the graph. As soon as I hit the button 4, the calculator is going to ask me a question, and it says first left bound. And what the calculator is saying is, look, I don't even know where to start looking, so can you just tell me where to start looking, and then I'll figure it out from there. So when it says left bound, the calculator is asking you to go to the left, anywhere to the left of where you believe the maximum to be. So I Nintendo over towards the left of the peak of this graph. So here's my cursor flashing up there, and it's to the left of the maximum. So anywhere there is fine, so I'll just hit enter, and the prompt changes to ask me about the right bound. So this time it's saying go past the maximum point and hit enter again. So as soon as I hit enter, the calculator is going to prompt me and basically say that from here to here, I want you, calculator, to find the highest value for y. So I'm telling it where to start looking, where to stop looking, and give me the highest value of y in that set. It's asking me to guess. I don't care. I'm just going to hit enter, does the thinking, and boosh, produces the highest value with a very high degree of accuracy as well. So it's not 128, it's 128.046 approximately. That's going to get us to the highest point on the graph, and this y value is in fact the maximum value that this function can achieve. So that's the farthest distance away the object gets from the origin. Now, just real quickly, one other thing I wanted to look at is, first of all, finding a minimum. It's exactly the same as finding the maximum, except you're looking for a low point instead of a high point. But the other thing is, what if there's more than one minimum to find? And I just wanted to demonstrate that for you. So I've got a second equation. I just need to set up my window. We'll go from -1 to 10, count by ones, and do the same for the y's. 10, count by ones, and let's take a look at the graph. This is a different function, and it's no context here. It's just going to do some stuff. There it goes. All right. So it appears as though there are two different minima here, and I need to find them both. So I will go to second, calculate, and choose option 3 for minimum. And again, it's asking for the left bound, so I'm going to Nintendo over to the left until I'm sure or certain that my cursor has passed the minimum point to the left of it. I hit enter, and then I go to the right of that minimum point. Anywhere to the right is fine. Just waiting for my laggy computer to catch up. There we go, and I hit enter, and enter again. It will think for a while and then tell you that 3.99, this is the calculator's glitch. It actually is the point 4. At 4, the value 5 is the minimum. To find the other one, when I choose option 3 for minimum, this time I'm going to Nintendo over towards the other low point. and hit enter. And then I go past that low point to the right of it, hit enter again and again, and it produces the next. In this case, it is going to be, wow, that's really glitched out. I'm thinking that that is supposed to be 6.99978 or something, or something like that. It's basically my calculator's kind of glitched, but I can use the scale here, and that was 567. Yeah, so that's supposed to be 6.9999978, or in other words, that's just supposed to be 7. So I hope this is helpful. Again, all you have to do is go to Calculate menu, choose either maximum or minimum, and then you go to the left or right-hand side of that point and find it. So I hope you find this helpful. Have a great day.